Good morning. I'm Penny Martin with Holy Land Stone Company. We're here at ICCFA in Las Vegas, here to share our Comfort Cross and the Jerusalem Stone products in the bereavement industry. I would like to tell you just a little bit of background about the company. Probably about 18 years ago, my husband was on a business trip to Tel Aviv, Israel, and he took a side trip to Jerusalem and came back, and all he could talk about was this Jerusalem stone. It's the same stone that the Wailing Wall, King Solomon's Temple, the entire city of Jerusalem is constructed. And he was so excited that he would see something on the Discovery Channel and he'd say, "Penny, come here, you've got to see this." And he'd touch the wall and he said, "This is limestone, this is what it is." Or, you know, you'd see it on the Discovery Channel, same thing. And I'd see the stone, and he was very excited just to talk about it. The following year, he went back on another trip. He came back. Again, he tried to find a souvenir of the stone and was unable to do so. And he got in touch with an attorney that he was working with that got him in touch with a quarry. And before I knew it, these samples of stone appeared at our house on the kitchen island, Jerusalem stone. Well, I didn't really get it. I thought it was wonderful, and I knew how he wanted a piece of this stone to remind him of his religious heritage and his faith, and just have a little stone to carry with him. But I didn't really get it, and I thought with most cases, in case any of you have significant others or spouses, and when they have an idea that you're not really that crazy about, the best thing to do is kind of nod your head and say, "Okay, honey," and it goes away. Well, this wouldn't go away. So he finally came to me and he said, "The only way we can do this is if I quit my job and start this company." So 17 years ago, 16 years ago, so we started Holy Land Stone Company, and we came up with the products just very similar to this little one I have here, a sample to carry around just to remind you of your faith and your religious heritage. This one is not so specifically religious, but the message is there. It says, "Leap and the net will appear." So it's that faith thing.
Ooh, can I trade?
Well.
I want that one.
So yes, you may. So then...
They're all good, actually.
In the year 2000, my mother-in-law passed away, and at her death, my brother-in-law, Michael, who developed all the processes, went in the back of the warehouse, and he took one of the small crosses and he sliced it into two, and he put one in his mother's casket, and he gave the other one to his sister as a keepsake. And when his sister Anne held that cross, she just knew that her mom was always going to be with her, and she had the peace in knowing that her mother was with God. So it was a very personal gesture. It wasn't something that we raced off and developed a new product. However, at that time, we were working with a national chain of Christian bookstores, and I met with their national buyer every 6 months, and I told her the story, and every time I would meet with her, she'd say, "Penny, you have to introduce this product. We'll buy it, and others will as well." So finally, I was a little hard-headed, and after 3 years, we introduced it as a Comfort Cross. Initially, it's sold as a separation or a connection gift. I can only imagine how many went to the Middle East, to Iraq, Afghanistan, and so many tremendous stories of how people would come back, and they would, whether it was family, whether it was couples, but they would leave one with their spouse and go overseas, and they would come back and tell us that we were reunited, as well as the crosses, and they connected the crosses back together again. So prayer connection, someone with a terminal illness, but gradually it came into the bereavement industry for which it was intended. And in 2007, we had a call from a young woman in Lansing, Michigan, who had seen the products in the local gift store, and she had bought the Comfort Cross before, but they were out of stock. So she called us and she said that she needed 3 of them overnighted. She tracked us down through the internet, said, "I need 3 overnighted." She called me a week later to tell me her story, and she said that a young friend had passed away, leaving 3 young boys. And she took the crosses and she engraved on the smooth the boys' names and put them in the casket with the mother. And then she took the chiseled ones and she engraved "Love Mom" on the crosses. And she said, "When you hold this cross, you'll know that your mother is walking with Jesus." And it was so powerful to her that she said from here on out, and she just happened to be the manager of a cemetery, Catholic cemetery in Lansing. She said from here on out we will be giving them to the families that need. So when they come in, we will offer them the comfort cross. And from there, she introduced us to the Catholic Cemetery Conference, from there to ICCFA, and we have been working over the years with various cemeterians. And the beauty of it is, I feel that our business is a ministry. It wasn't, I think when Jim was inspired by the stone, he always, and I'll back up a minute, one of the things he said when he first visited Jerusalem, he was in the cab and he was approaching the old city. He said it was as if the city was illuminated by the white stone as the sun hit it. And he said it was the most beautiful sight I've ever seen. And my husband doesn't talk that way. So I knew it was something very special. And then also when Michael was inspired to cut the cross, that wasn't an accident. So our business, really, I did not understand what I was getting into, or I would have leaped into it rather than be as tentative as I was. But after a few years, I found that it really is God's business, and it's a beautiful ministry, and to be able to work with the cemeteries and this beautiful bereavement ministry that they do have, whether it's a religious cemetery or it's a funeral home, but those that have the hearts for helping these grieving hearts. And a couple other things I'd like to share.
You also showed me
yes.
You've got a Jewish star version.
Yes, absolutely. And we call this the mitzvah star for the Jewish families. And so it is separated, and the small piece can be left, and then the larger one is in the casket, and then the other
family
is a keepsake. Yes, and that too has been a beautiful piece. We have one customer that she actually they adhere them to the vault urns. And I think the caskets that they have are already come with the Star of David on them, but with these they are able to use the Jerusalem stone, which is just a wonderful fit. Then we also, a couple years ago, we were asked about a piece for a baby, so we do have an angel as well. But I thank you for the opportunity to share our story.
And you have a website?
We do. And they visit us at www.holylandstone.com. Thank you so much.